Hans Jeschonek was 15 when he decided to join the German army in the First World War. Early on, he embraced militarism and showed much potential. As he rose through the ranks of the German army, he was known as a competent and intelligence commander, and one of the most popular generals of Nazi Germany, serving as chief of the general staff of the Luftwaffe until his death. He would not see the end of the war due to his own fatal mistake. So, what exactly happened to Jeschonek? Born in Hohensalza in 1899, Jeschonek's military career began when he was 15, as he registered at the Prussian Hauptkadettenanstalt in order to fight at the front during the First World War. He graduated top of his class at the Kriegsakademie in September 1914. He was promoted to lieutenant, and 3 years later, in 1917, he was transferred to the Luftstreitkräfte, Germany's Air Force. As we know, in 1918, Germany lost the First World War, and Germany was tormented by years of turbulence, chaos, and attempted coups from both the left and right. Jeschonek was awarded the Iron Cross first and second class for shooting down 2 enemy fighter planes during the war. Anyway, a bit lesser known are the Silesian uprisings, the 3 uprisings of Poles between 1919 and 1921. After the First World War, the Second Polish Republic had been established, and the Silesians were hoping to break away from Germany and join this republic. The whole nitty-gritty of these uprisings are a story for another time, but Jeschonek fought on the German side during them. Afterwards, he became an officer of the cavalry in the Reichswehr, the army of the Weimar Republic, and graduated top of his class from the General Staff training. He worked in the Ministry of National Defense and built up the Luftwaffe, in secret though, because it broke the terms of the Versailles Treaty. In 1933, he became the adjutant of Erhard Merch, the Secretary of State for the Air Force. By this time, Adolf Hitler had rose to power in Germany and rapidly transformed the country into a totalitarian state. 2 years later, Jeschonek was tasked with testing aircrafts, after which he returned to the Luftwaffe Ministry and was promoted to Lieutenant Colonel. It didn't take long for him to be promoted to Oberst, the equivalent of Colonel, and in 1939, right before the Second World War broke out, he was promoted to Chief of the General Staff of the Luftwaffe. Shortly thereafter, he was promoted to Generalmajor. As Field Marshal Albert Kesselring described, during the war years, the most impressive personality among the chiefs of the General Staff was Generaloberst Jeschonek, an unusually intelligent and energetic person. As you can probably tell, Jeschonek was a rather competent military man. He wasn't a member of the Nazi Party, though he was loyal to Hitler and the aims of the Nazi regime, described as a hard-working military gentleman that could keep his head cool in the face of danger. He was a popular German commander at the outbreak of the Second World War. September 1939 saw Germany invade Poland, and after the successes of the Luftwaffe combined with the successes against France in 1940, he was promoted to General der Flieger. The Luftwaffe, however, did not manage to maintain this momentum. The Battle of Britain, Operation Barbarossa, the invasion of Russia, and the fighting around the Mediterranean, which included supplying Germany's Afrika Korps, all displayed shortcomings. Jeschonek was blamed, in part, together with Hermann Göring, for the deterioration of the Luftwaffe. Regardless, he was promoted to Generaloberst in March 1942. A year later, in 1943, after the bombardment of Hamburg, which caused around 42,000 civilian deaths, there were talks suggesting the replacement of Jeschonek among Hitler's inner circle. Ever since the absolute failure Stalingrad turned out to be, Hitler had been rather angry with the Luftwaffe leadership, including Jeschonek. Now, the series of events that caught my attention, and which is why I wanted to make a video about Jeschonek, were put in motion when the Allied powers launched a campaign called Bodyline. The operation was renamed to Operation Crossbow, and in 1965 a film was made about these events. The objective was to curb the research and development of German long-range weapons, and the Allied powers employed strategic bombing tactics in order to halt the development of said weapons. Well, between the 17th and 18th of August 1944, The Scientific Research Center of Peenemünde was bombed by 500 Air Force One fighters as part of Operation Hydra, which fell under the overall Operation Crossbow. Hans Jeschurnek saw fighter planes fly over Berlin and figured they were enemy aircrafts that got lost. What followed was Jeschurnek ordering the Berlin's air defense to fire upon these planes. As you can probably guess by now, they weren't enemy planes, but 200 German fighters. Realizing his mistake afterwards and being confronted with the damage he had done, Jeschurnek took his own life on the 18th of August, 1943. He left a suicide note in which he proclaimed his loyalty to Adolf Hitler, but spoke unfavorably about other Nazis such as Göring. 2 years after his popular Generaloberst had taken his own life, the Nazi regime itself would fall, and the top of the Nazi regime would either commit suicide or be tried for war crimes and executed. But that's a story for another time. Thank you for watching this video. And what is an event or a person from the Second World War that you would like to know more about and perhaps see a video of? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing to my channel. See you next time.